guys, welcome to P&W Repair. Today we're going to be doing some steering repairs on the 2008 Ram 3500. Let's get to it. Alright, so within the last few weeks I've started to develop a squeak that was clearly from the steering system, so I actually got down here and just bouncing the truck up and down, you can duplicate it. So I'll let you guys listen to that. So that's a squeak, and I can actually feel it right in this end of the inner tie rod. So it's actually this ball joint to that inner tie rod. So we're going to go ahead and replace this inner tie rod, being that I have to take the steering stabilizer off. I went ahead and got a new one of those too. So we'll go ahead and get the tie rod off and the steering stabilizer off, and we will go from there. Wrong way. Well, we didn't even have to pop that taper. Okay. So when that taper's not seated like this, easiest way to get that joint or the nut off of the stud, put a box end on the nut, and then put a ratcheting wrench on the end of the stud, and actually go to tighten the stud. Go back the nut off. That simple.
out that jointed part real quick. That nut's not captured. I have to get a wrench. Let's try this again. That ought to work a little better. Not how she goes. That's okay. Slotted screwdriver always is doubled up as a pry stick. Come on. There we go. It's out.
All right, so I do not work in an alignment shop, nor does my shop have an alignment rack. That being said, I went ahead and marked the location of the old tie rod into the adjuster and simply installed a new one to the same depth. That should get us in roughly the correct area. We can always take a tape measure to it when we're all done. But I'm not one of those guys that takes my vehicles to anyone. So we'll make do with what we got. Let's get this tie rod reinstalled. You know, this makes me think of kind of a funny story. Years ago, when I was still working in a dealership, I had a new guy they put next to me, kind of to mentor. He claimed he was some awesome mechanic with, 30 years of experience when he was 20 years old. He was doing tie rod ends on a Suburban one day. He took the tie rod out of the box. The joint was at a 90-degree angle. Takes it over the Suburban, looks at it, starts throwing a fit. The parts guys are idiots. They're the wrong parts. They're not going to work. Finally, I go over there to see what's going on. This kid actually was unaware that that tie rod end was a ball joint and was designed to articulate. So the steering rack to the steering knuckle being at an angle was not a perfect 90 degrees. And he couldn't figure out that all you had to do was bend it. some people's kids.
Where is that pipe wrench at?
Might be asking yourself why I'm not replacing all the steering components while I'm here. Simple answer to that is I ain't rich. Oh, where did those sockets go? That one maybe? Got no air. Probably turn that on. We're gonna do one of those deals. Well, at least that one tightened up all right. As far as this side goes, back to the wrench and ratcheting wrench goes. So to tighten, obviously just the opposite of how we removed that driver's side. We're going to loosen with our ratcheting wrench while holding the nut stationary. And that's going to draw the stud up into the taper and seat it where I can actually put air to it and get some real torque on it. Right now, since this joint's wore out in itself, it'll just spin once it gets a little bit of pressure, being that that's a nylock nut. That's okay. We'll pump it full of grease. It'll be like brand used. You know, one of these days, we're going to have to make a video on how to replace a dryer on the air compressor. Because I got to tell you, I'm going to turn this ball valve off in between needing air and not needing air is getting ridiculous. If I don't, I lose all my air in the tank so fast. You could say it has a slight leak.
Or a big leak, either way. Well, that ain't gonna work, is it? Aligned.
Well, where's the seam? What in the... Oh, okay. I see what we're doing here. Dummy. All right. So let's see if we can't figure this out. So that's our taper. Where are we? So our taper needs to go like that. Should have a big lock washer, big nut. We got a big fender washer, lock washer, and a nut. So that should go like so. Oh, maybe a little silicone, huh? Jeez Louise. We'll force it. Who has time to get silicone? Okay. Hammer time on that. Oh. Well, not on that top one, unfortunately. That's going to be done with a wrench. Which, you know what? We're going to go back to that air thing. I'm pretty sure I shut it off. Yes, I did. So we're going to hold off. I'm putting air to those, actually. And we're going to go ahead and install the other end of this. Get that bolt in there and tighten everything at the same time. Okay. I wonder what they're configuring that would require 3 spacers of the same size. I don't understand. Am I missing something here? Give me like a fistful of these giant washers. Big bolt, big nut. I mean, am I missing something here? I don't think so. Maybe I'm as dumb as the kid I was telling you about. I think I'm not, but who honestly knows, right? Maybe you're just watching a big idiot. God, that is a freaking tight fit. I don't know why I needed a 4-inch bolt for that, but what's the significance to those? I'm not putting those big old washers on there. We'll put the lock washer. Okay. Get those tightened up. All right. I went ahead and tightened up that stabilizer. You can go ahead and grease outer tie rods, and maybe I'll be able to get onto that inner tie rod joint I just put in there. And grease that up. The outer tie rods I definitely want to pump full grease. New joint I'm not nearly as worried about. I don't honestly remember the last time I did grease these, so. can't hurt. Yeah, that's in a horrible spot. Actually, we'll key on, turn it to, I think, the passenger side. Give me enough access to it. So let's try that. And hopefully I can get onto that and fill that with grease too. Barely. All right. We're greased. Put the tires on it, lower it back down. Just confirm we got rid of our squeak. Just gonna torque these wheels. And we'll confirm there's no squeak. And be done with the job. And be on to the next. Moment of truth. Say that did it. All right, guys. Catch you on the next one.